Hello all, and welcome to this Friday afternoon's beer review. It's actually shading into evening right now. It's 5:30, pretty late. I got kind of carried away playing Civilization, as I am wont to do. And we're going to be reviewing the last beer of this Belgian box set here. The one that I've been looking forward to the most because it is a particular style I have a great appreciation for, and that is, of course, the Flanders Old Red, or Flanders Oud Bruin. Why do they call it Old Red when Oud Bruin means Old Brown? I don't know. Anyways, they call this Flemish Sour Ale on this label here. And I've previously reviewed the other one from this company called, this is, by the way, Monk's Cafe Grand Cru. I've had Monk's Cafe sour ale, and it's the same style, but this one is slightly different. Let's go and read the label now, shall we? Monk's Cafe Grand Cru is a blend of aged and freshly brewed triple ales. The brewmaster has selected his finest triple to age for 3 years, just before bottling. A highly fermented lager is blended in to reach an approachable ABV of 5.5. Sorry about that. It's really freaking hard to read. Look at that. It is tiny. And it's gold on black. So, yeah. I've had this one out of the refrigerator a little bit because I wanted it to warm up just a tad bit. So, yeah. The condensation is not helping with the reading there. Also, too, the fact that it's also kind of dark already. So, yeah. Without much further ado, shall we just get into it already, right? Looking forward to this one. Whoa, Nelly. It wasn't developing much of a head, and then whoosh! Okay. So, yeah. We'll just go like this for now. A very well carbonated amber ruby color. Light somewhat passes through, but not too much. With a fast growing off-white to beige head. It's one of those, I stopped it like right here and it's still growing. It is really creating head. It is literally creating head that is just like coming up above the rim of the glass right now. Oh my. Kind of having trouble smelling it because, the head is kind of not being concentrated right now. It's literally, usually I rely on the head, being underneath the nose of the glass, so the smell kind of connects in there. Yeah, so sour black cherries, hints of red wine and balsamic vinegar. Raisins. I don't want to blow the foam off. It feels almost disrespectful to the beer. This has been aged for 3 years, after all. But yeah, very much almost like red wine slash balsamic vinegar notes crossed with like those notes that you would get from a Belgian triple. It's absolutely wonderful smelling. Now I'm going to try to figure out how I am going to drink this with literally like 5 fingers worth of head in the way of the actual beer itself. Well, we'll figure it out somehow, shall we? Interesting. Very interesting. Wow. Wow, indeed. Man, I might need to go and fill a glass of water for this one. In fact, that's what I'm going to go and do right now. The taste on this one is very strong. This is one of the sourest beers that I've ever had. But interestingly, the tartness and sourness is very much concentrated in the mid palate. You know, it's just this very big, intense sourness that emerges in the mid palate and just there. I mean, there's sourness on either sides of it. There's don't get me wrong, there's still tartness there, but it is really amplified in the mid palate. But on either side, in the fronts, you have very much a sweetness there. And in the end, you also have a sweetness, though not as intense as in the front. Yeah, in the finish, a sort of nuttiness emerges under the fruitiness. There's a candied aspect in the front and in the finish. It's quite intense in the front, but due to that intensity of the tartness and sourness that follows, you know, it immediately clears, so there's no cloying aspect to it. This is also 5.5, yet it feels, you know, due to the intensity of the flavors, it feels much, much heavier than 5.5. Even the mouthfeel itself is very substantial feeling. Top note in the mids is very intense red wine, Venus-like notes. Top note in the finish, kind of brown bread. Nuttiness. Various kinds of almost cherry notes. Sour cherry, sweet black cherry. This is incredibly complex. To be honest, I think I like this even better than like the regular Monk's Cafe. The finish is kind of taking on notes of tawny port. You know, kind of nuttiness, slight raisiny, rum raisin almost. Mm. Candied sweetness up front, intense tartness in the mids, and then the sort of in between in the finish. It's really kind of. How did they do that? Wow. Let's go and pour out the rest of this here. Oops, don't want to get those lees in there. Yep. Unfortunately, it seems to be triggering a mild congestion, which is unfortunate because this is absolutely sublime. It's like it's like three different beers in a single beer. And that's how distinct and sharp the difference in between the front, the mids, and the finish is. I am, yeah, wow. No, just as kind of like you know how I always like to go and say something positive, even about the worst beers I review at times. Um, as a negative for this one, I can say it's even though it has very distinct taste variations, as it goes over the palate and into the gullet and onto the finish. Um, it doesn't. It's not very clearly defined notes, but that's fine, man. That's fine by me. When you have something as dramatic as this, hmm, this is a play in three acts. I am so glad I saved this one for last. As it warms up a bit more, the sweeter aspects are starting to pick up all throughout, but just particularly on the sides. But yeah, I'm so glad I saved this one for last. I mean, hey, Aaron, you said I didn't show enough joy when I was drinking like that one beer. Well, this is a glass of joy for me, man. Ooh. Like I said, I haven't been this wowed in a long time. So yeah, if you like sours, and yeah, you're going to have to like sours for this. And by the way, this is a true sour. This is an aged sour. It's not a kettle sour. Again, it's a mixture of various different beers. Um, this is amazing. Um, this was worth the entire box set alone, in my opinion. You know what I mean? It because not only is it a great sour, it's a great Belgian beer too. Uh, yeah, it well, I gave Monk's Cafe Flemish red ale a good review. This one is like very much. It's even this one's even better. I don't know what to say. This is one of if I was going to make a highlights reel for this year, I'm almost certain like this one would show up on it. I'm not going to make a highlights reel because I'm lazy, and that is far too much effort to go through all my reviews and find what wowed me the most. But yeah, this would definitely be on the top 5 list. I'm going to call it now in April. Yeah, wow. As it warms up, it's like, I almost want to review it again. Now it's warming up, it's like changing. That profile's changing a little bit. Like the sourness is moving a little bit more towards into the finish, and so into the midst to finish, rather, and there's more sweetness up front. It's wow. Unfortunately, it does seem to be congesting me up a little bit, and that is most unfortunate, really. So, in summation, Monk's Cafe Grand Cru Flemish Sour Ale. This one rocked my world. Again, it came in this box set, which you might be able to find. It's a made in Belgium box set, and these are all from Brewery van Steenberge. So yeah, I don't think that you will find a disappointing beer in this entire box set. You know, at least in my opinion. If you like Belgian beers, this is definitely a box set to go and grab, despite the fairly high price point here in Hawaii. I mean, it's not going to make you broke, but it is like, you know, over twice the price of your average sixer. But in all in all due respect, I mean, you're definitely getting your money's worth out of it. And that, folks, is your beer review for this Friday afternoon. Cheers.